Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we created user details service and then we tested our login API in our Spring Boot application. And in today's video, we will create login page with reactive form and then we will call our login API from our Angular application. So let's get started. So in our Angular application, first of all, we need to create a method in our auth service. So let's open auth.service.ts file, and in this file we will write a new method and we will name this as login, and in the params we need to accept login request of type any, and this method will return observable of type any. And after this, in the body of this method we will write return statement, and we will use our HTTP client and we will call post method. And after this we need to give the URL, so let's mention basic URL here. And after this we need to concatenate our endpoint URL, which is api/auth/login. And after this, in the body we will pass login request. And with this, our login method in the auth service is completed. Now let's save this file. And after this we need to create a login component, and to do this we will right click on this components folder and we will open it in integrated terminal. And here we need to give the command, which is ng g for generate, c for component, and we will name this component as login. And as you can see, our login component is ready. Now we need to create a route for this component. So let's open our app.routing.module.ts file, and in this file we will duplicate our existing route. And after this we need to update the path and we will remove a register from here. And after this we need to update the component and we will mention login component. And with this, the routing for our component is completed as well. Now let's save this file and let's open our components folder, and then we will open login and then login.component.ts. And in this file we need to build login reactive form. So we will create a form group and we will name this as login form. And after this we will create constructor for this component, and in this constructor we need to inject form builder to build our reactive form. And after the form builder we need to inject auth service to call the API, and after this we will inject ng message service to show the messages to the user, and at the end we need to inject router to navigate the user to other pages. And after this, let's click on this quick fix and let's add all missing imports. And after this we need to build our reactive form, and to do this we will create ng onInit method, and in this method we will use our login form. And after this we will use form builder and we will call .group method, and in this we need to mention the controls of our reactive form, and the first control is email, and for the by default value we will set null. And after this we need to give the validators, and the first validator we want is validator.required. And after this we will give another validator and we will write validators.email. And after this we will mention another control password, and for by default value we will set it as null. And after this, for the validators we will set validators.required. And after this, to call the API, let's create another method and we will name this method as submit form. And after this, let's save our file and let's open our register folder, and in this we will open register.component.html file. And from this file let's copy the HTML code, and then let's open our login.component.html and let's paste the code here. And in this file we need to do some updates. And first of all we will replace this enter details to register with enter your credentials. And after this we need to bind our form group with the login form, and then we will remove this input to get the name, because in the login form we don't need to get the name from the user. And after this, in the first input we are getting the email, and in the second input we are getting the password. And after this we need to update this disable condition, and instead of register form we will mention login form dot invalid. And after this we will update the text of the button to login. And with this our HTML file is completed. Now let's save this file and let's open our CSS file. And in this CSS file I will paste the CSS code, And you can pause the video and you can copy this code or you can write your own styling. And now let's save this file and let's run our application. And as you can see, our application is up without any errors. Now let's go to the browser and let's test the functionality of our login page. And in the browser, as you can see, for now we are on a register page. Now let's click on this login button. And as you can see, we got redirected to our login page where we can see inputs for the email and password. And after this, we have a login button which is currently disabled. And now let's go back to our Angular application and let's write the code to call the login API. And in our Angular application, we will open login.component.ts, and in the body of our submit form method, we will use our auth service and we will call login method, and in this we need to pass the login request. So we will use our login form and we will call dot value, and after this we will subscribe the response and we will name this as res, and then we will write an arrow function, and after this we will write error method as well to handle the errors. And in the case of error, we will use our ng message service and we will show a message bad credentials. And in the case of success, let's write a console.log statement, and in this we will pass res. And after this, let's save our file. And as you can see, our application got compiled without any errors. Now let's go to the browser, and in the browser we will right click on the page and then we will click on inspect, and after this we will open console tab, and after this we will add the email which should be root@gmail.com, and after this we will enter the password which is admin. And as you can see, our login button got enabled. Now let's click on this button. And as you can see, after the API call, we got the response logged in the console which contains JWT, user ID and user role. And that's it for today's video. In the next video, we will create storage service and we will store these details in the storage service. And after this, we will write the code to redirect the user to their respective dashboards according to their role.